Right, we're just looking at a 6 metre module. As you remember the other day, we did a bit of a look at an FT767, which is sitting here, one of them at least, one of these little fellas here. Quite big fellas, heavy fellas. I remember lifting it. Okay, so remember I said to you, I reckon it'll be pretty easy? Well, it's a lot easier than I would have thought. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on in here. I don't have an extender board kit, so, you know, I've got to do some things old school here. We've got, even down these areas here, have a look at how much moisture's been in these areas, okay? We can see rust in here, we can see moisture in here. This is really taken a bashing, and this module's had to work under some pretty extreme circumstances. This would have absolutely taken away a lot of the heat sinking of this unit, the way that the moisture's just built up inside there. It's I haven't unhooked it yet, but geez, I tell you what, excuse me, yeah, it's not going to, sorry, it just came off the video there a little bit. Yeah, she's a nasty one. In the fact that here's our screws, and that's what's left of the screws, and that's how much moisture's been in there. Now, I don't know what you do with your radios. I've got a few different interesting cars which I certainly wash, and I love cleaning up a radio, but I don't remember taking a some sort of jet cleaner to a 6 metre module ever. But what we'll do is we'll basically take this device out. We'll have a bit of a look first. We really want to know 100%. You know, are we detached anywhere down there? I won't actually take it out initially. I'll make some measurements. We'll clean up this board here first, and then we'll put some cleaner down into this area. The chances of this module being alive is about 1,000,000 to 1. And just so you know, this is actually the second 6 metre module that we're fixing. The other one had a small dry joint on it, which I got very, very lucky. I looked at it and I thought it was as clean as clean. I didn't even bother doing a video because I thought it was going to be pretty boring, just me soldering a board. And sometimes we'll just take that ad hoc view, which says, let's, you know, we don't have an extender board kit for it. It's impossible to service, you know, sort of in situ. So you've got to go back to old school and start looking at, you know, what possibly could be going on. So I'm just going to be honest here. So I gave the module a pretty good bashing, put it back in, and it worked. And I figured, right, now it works after I bashed it. And by bashing, you know, we don't go too hard on it. Not as hard as I do on Riley or anything. Yeah, certainly it was a dry joint. And now, did I locate the dry joint exactly? No, not at all. No, I pretty much soldered all through this area and right through on the other one, and that came up. Now, this one I was expecting to be the same fault. I thought, how can I have two radios with 6 metres, you know, with dry joints, and the other modules are just perfect? 2 and 70 on both other radios are perfect, and I'm like, oh, come off it. What did they have a manufacturer problem? But no, this one's got a water problem. Now, I'm sure people are going to ask, how did that much moisture get in there? The fact is, sorry, I can actually take this fella here off. I forgot I took the screws out of both sides. Come on. Oh, it's going to be a pain. Let me just give me a sec. Right, when you take the last screw that I left in out, it all falls to bits. So I should have known that from yesterday. Anyway, okay, so this is the other side of the board, and you basically... I didn't need to do this board on the other one. I was quite lucky there, but relay switching, etc., etc. This is the receiver side of the board, basically the strip line there, and obviously this is the transmitter side of it here. And but there's a lot of switching that goes on the back of this board, and we got very lucky with the other one, I'd say. So okay, I'm not going to kid you. My feeling is the 57735 will be absolutely having a hard time, but we're going to go through, clean this up, and just see what actually occurs. Now, I'm probably going to have to do a subsequent video to this because I reckon we're going to be on this board a little while, so I won't try and do it all right now. But we'll call this part 1 of the 6 metre repair, the second 6 metre repair. So what does that make it, part 1.2 or part 2? Don't know. But... now, and the other thing will be, can we get a module, M57735? And you might say to me, best of luck with that, and I would say you might be right. I've got loads of these modules, mainly UHF and mainly UHF. I was just going to say VHF, but no, mainly UHF. We used a lot of these modules in some of the various electrophones and you name it. But see, a lot of those were just 5-watt modules for UHF, where this is a 10-watt module for 6 meters, which means really anything up to probably 2 meters, which you could probably make it work with a bit of tuning and mucking around, a few caps. But ideally, you'd want that component. So there you go. There's a very interesting situation. I would say this module has been a late entry to the radio because the radio is so clean. And I would say he's possibly, prior to death, had a offer to buy a 6-meter module, and it might have worked. And maybe it sat around somewhere for a very long time. Very hard to see how in the back of these radios here, how that much moisture could affect just one module. And I say just one, that's the point. There's 2 other well, 3 really if you're taking the HF side, and they're just sparkling clean inside. Then you get to this one. Anyway, so these are the things that sometimes, this is called observant electronics. You don't need to be a genius to pull this shields off this and go, something doesn't look right there. So sometimes it's not about multimeters, it's not about test analyzers. Sometimes it's just staring in the face. This one I think you'll find is staring us in the face. We'll get back to you on it though. You never know. We might have a follow-up video that says, hey, look what we found. Or if there's no video, it'll be like Brenton couldn't find one of these, and he's just decided that 6 meters really doesn't matter on that radio. We'll see. All right, 73's to you all, and I hope I've given you a great lesson in the bloody obvious sitting right in front of you when you open up a 6-meter module. 73's. Cheers, VK3CM Aussie Radio Pickers. Please subscribe, all that stuff. Cheers.